You want to talk about teams that are trending in the right direction at the right time. I mean, Dallas, like, are they not that dark horse team? Are they not that team in the Western Conference that nobody wants to face in a playoff series? It's all coming together so beautifully. It's at the exact right time, right before the playoffs. That's when you really want to start building momentum. And that's exactly what Dallas has been doing. They're 9-1 in their last 10. And post All-Star break in general, they've been great. They have the third best record since All-Star, right? Where they're fourth in offense, but more impressively, 11th in defense. Now, 11th obviously isn't elite, but considering the struggles Dallas has had at that end during the Luka era, to be just outside the top 10 is a win. And when you think about all the questions they've had about them heading into the season and throughout the season, where, it's, can Kyrie Irving be the co-star Luka needs him to be? And Kyrie's been exactly that. Obviously, as we all know, it's never been about the talent for Kyrie, but it's been about all the other stuff, all the distractions. And so we legitimately didn't know if that stuff was going to be more of the same this year. And to his credit, it hasn't. And as we see, it's bred amazing results. Kyrie Irving is insanely good at basketball. When he only focuses on basketball, it's amazing. And the vibes in Dallas have just been great. And his leadership, to his immense credit, has been great. And yeah, it's as simple as that. Kyrie Irving is playing like Kyrie Irving, which unfortunately we haven't really seen since I want to say his first year in Boston in 2018. God, that was so long ago. So that question's answered. You had questions about what are they going to get out of the center position. And then Derek Lively, the second, becomes this breakout guy, and then they trade for Daniel Gafford, and that looks amazing. And then the other question you have is, okay, what about the other pieces around Luka and Kyrie? Well, Tim Hardaway Jr. is still shooting pretty well from three. Dante Exum has just been this unexpected bright spot. Former top pick, goes overseas, comes back, and is really finding his role as I think sort of like a 3-and-D guard. You bring in PJ Washington, that was a great move. And so it seems like their lineup and their rotation around their stars is being answered. So those are the three big questions: Kyrie, center position, and role players. And all three of those things are being answered. And so you think about them in a playoff series, and all that stuff is doing well. You have a co-star like Kyrie, who, as we've seen, can produce at an extremely high, at the highest level. He's literally hit one of the biggest shots in finals history. We know what he can do in the playoffs. And then you have Luka Doncic, who could literally be when you have a guy like Luka who could be the best player in any series he plays. That's right, any series, even against Denver, even against Jokic, Luka could still be the best guy out there. You're always gonna have a chance. Okay, so Luka's the ultimate X factor isn't the right word, but trump card. He's the ultimate trump card, because when you have him, even if it's a 07 LeBron type of situation, you're still kind of scared of what this one guy can do. So it's you have Luka, you have the running mate, you have the center position, you have the role players. Everything just seems to be falling into place for Dallas. And so when I think of them as a potential playoff threat, why can't they make some noise? Why can't they make some noise? Right now they're pretty comfortably seated in the 5th spot in the Western Conference. They're 2 games behind LA for the 4th seed, but also 2 games up on Phoenix. So it kind of looks and with 4 games to play, so it kind of looks they're going to be 5th against the Clippers. And that's why can't they beat the Clippers? Clippers have been struggling to end the season. Obviously, they have Kawhi, they have PG, they have Harden, and even if those guys are healthy, the vibes right now aren't where they were for the Clippers a couple months ago, where they were on that insane streak and that Harden trade looked really validated. So why can't, it wouldn't surprise me if Dallas wins that series at all. And then right now, Minnesota has the 1 seed, although them and Denver are technically tied, so who knows what it could be. But if Dallas gets to face Minnesota in the second round, they could easily beat them. Minnesota has some questions. First of all, Towns isn't even back. I know he's supposed to be back soon, but he's going to have to work his way back up. And then you factor in their offensive struggles, their lack of postseason experience. Why not? Dallas could easily beat them. And then in the conference finals, who knows? So it's a really special team right now, and it's really happy to see, because, for the last handful of years in Dallas, it's been all about we need to make sure we maximize Luka's time, because they're I hate to say it, but there is always that looming thing of if you don't put a team around him, he might want out, he might leave. And that's been a question for the last few years. And they trade for Kyrie, and obviously that had a lot of question marks. Didn't look insane last year, but now it's just looking great. And I'm really optimistic about this team, and I love to see it, because Luka is one of the best players in the NBA, and you always want to see the best players have the best chance to win the championship because you want to see them on the biggest stage. And so Luka seems like he probably has one of his best opportunities to do that now, especially if the seeding breaks right, where you won't have to face Denver until the conference finals. The opportunity is there, and it's so awesome. And so, like, again, you think of everything that they have, where it's the center position seems to be solidified, role guys seem to like know the roles and are thriving in the roles. The co-star is doing exactly what he needs to be, and then the ultimate trump card, as I said, to have the guy who could be one of the best players ever. You know, he could be the best player in any playoff series he's in, and we've seen him thrive, destroy everyone in certain playoff matchups. Like, it's such a dangerous recipe for a deep playoff run, and I don't know if that's actually going to manifest. I'm pretty confident, but ultimately I don't know, because who knows, maybe the Clippers get it together, and maybe the seeding changes and they face so-and-so. But it's you know, when it comes to any sport, really, you always want to be hitting your peak right before the playoffs, and Dallas is. And when you think of all the questions that they've answered and all the pieces that they have, it makes them such a scary out in the playoffs, even if they're a 5 seed, because, like, again, all the stuff I just said isn't going to make them your average 5 seed. And so I'm excited to see what that's going to look like come playoff time, because it's probably going to be awesome.